Hi everybody, this is Hillary from Wild Orange Emporium. Today's video is all about shoes, sneakers, tennis shoes, regular shoes, how to clean them, and then how to photograph them. So I'm going to do some best practices and some tips. So if that is what you're looking for, then stay tuned. And throw them up there and take a picture of them. So a lot of times what happens is you're going to have scuff marks on the sides, dirt on the bottom. You're going to have price tags on these shoes. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is how to clean them. My favorite tool is Magic Eraser. So Magic Eraser is the brand name, and typically I get these from Amazon in bulk. And for all the products I'm going to show, I'll leave you some links in the details to Amazon, and you can get those products there. So this is a generic Magic Eraser, and you have to get these wet. So when I am starting off cleaning shoes, I use a brush. So this is a bristle brush, but this is a hard bristle brush. Can you say that 10 times fast? Bristle brush. So you can, this is called a grout brush. You can get whatever kind, but it's hard bristles. And what I will do is, I will typically do this. Okay, my nephew is filming and it's starting to make me a little nauseous, all the moving around. He's doing a great job. I will do this outside. If there's any visible dirt, you just brush through on the sides, okay? Or if the weather's not good, I have a wash basin, a lot of wash basins in people's laundry rooms, and I will try and get all of the gunk off, okay? See how well that came off those tennis shoes? Okay, so next, I take my Magic Eraser, which I showed you before. You have to get it damp and wring it out really good. And then I will, a lot of times tennis shoes are white all along here. I will take my Magic Eraser and try and clean up any spots that are like that. See? Okay. Do a little more leverage. So it makes a big impact when you have a whole white bottom. So there's that. And then let's show you. See how that comes right off? Isn't that nice? So your shoes will sell much better if they look clean. Okay? Now here's some scuff marks. I will use that Magic Eraser on those scuff marks also. With newer shoes, it's fine. If you're doing vintage shoes, be really careful, because this Magic Erasers are amazing. They will take stuff off of everything, okay? So, and then I just kind of go along this dark and the light. Give it a good clean. I'm not going to do it 100% because I don't want the whole video of me just cleaning one shoe, okay? Let's see on this one. You can see how dark it is on the sides. So let's clean that up. And even in this colored, the colored part, some of these scuff marks. And then it showed up really well. You can see the difference in that front. I just did this on a pair of Crocs, Lego Crocs, and it made them look practically brand new. Now, if you're really OCD, you could do the bottoms too. I'm not gonna do the bottoms, that's a bit extra. Okay, so I will give it a good once over, like that. Okay, so that is, and the Magic Erasers peel, but they're so inexpensive that you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so we went over the brush, we went over the Magic Eraser. Then also what I will do is I will take, these are little sewing scissors, okay? And I will go through and look and see if there's any threads, Okay, these shoes, I mean, turned out, these are really good. So I will clip any little threads. Okay, even on the sides, I will look and see if there's any little threads and just give them a snip. Okay, try to make them look as new as possible. There's a good example. Some little threads there. Just clean it up, look it over. Okay, these look pretty good. And then also if there's any tough spots, like let's see if it'll show it up. Sometimes it's hit or miss, but I will take a fingernail file and I might just, because that looked like it might have been some grease, and I'll just try to buff it out a little bit. Okay? So this is a great way to make secondhand tennis shoes look brand new. Another great way is to change out the laces. Some people wash their tennis shoes. I'm not going to wash the tennis shoes. But if you have white tennis shoes and the laces look terrible, just spend the $3 and buy some new laces and relace them. It's a great, easy fix to make things look new. Okay? So next, next we're going to do, and this might not work. It doesn't always work. It smears pretty well, and I have to choose between the two. But just take your paper towel. Okay, and then some fingernail polish remover. Doesn't really matter what kind. Put it on a paper towel. The hardest thing about buying secondhand is that a lot of times people use Sharpie to write how much they're selling for, and it can just smear. So I take this, and then here's the hard part: is that once you get that fingernail polish on there, sometimes it'll just smear and not come all the way off. So you have to keep doing it. Okay. And then if it still keeps going, sometimes I will try my magic eraser and see if that'll do it. Okay. And if that doesn't do it, then I will try to use my filing. What happens is some of these tennis shoes bottoms are so porous that it's really hard to get them off. Okay, and then the final thing is if you have a sticker. This is Goo Gone, and a little bit will do you. And so I will use the Goo Gone sometimes if there's a sticker and it has some sticker residue, and sometimes even it'll work with the price tag. Okay. So I'm not going to finish that all now, but I would continue working on this until that price was off. And if the price doesn't come off, don't worry about it. A great tip is if someone says, hey, what's that number on the bottom? You just tell them it's your inventory number. Not a big deal. Okay? So before I sold these, because this is such a big part, I probably would clean these off. You know, I would do a once over with the magic eraser because I think it'll sell them better, because these look amazing. And to have those cleaned up a little bit more to match where I took that off would be great. Okay, so next we're going to do a pair of white shoes. So with white shoes and the magic eraser, what you want to be careful with is try to find a spot that has not been used on your magic eraser, because like if I was using my magic eraser on the permanent marker part and had blue on here, it's just going to smear blue right onto my shoe. Okay, so I don't necessarily recommend shoe polish. You could use shoe polish, but see how that just nicely, there's some scuff marks, it just nicely buffs it up, takes those right off. See that? Gone. Okay? Even here. All these are going to look practically brand new. Okay? All the scuff marks. Now, these are going to be someone's nursing shoes probably. So just do that. Get them all nice and clean. Now with these, because you can reach into the insole and it's a leather, I would do the insoles too. No one necessarily wants to see someone's footprints in there. With sandals and Birkenstocks, it's harder not to have that. But also, here's a big thing. When you're buying shoes, double check and make sure the soles are attached. Because you can buy new inserts, but you can see maybe they got in the heat or something. There's a great product which I don't have, but I'll put a link in. It's called Shoe Goo, and it's like a glue for shoes that you could glue these down. Okay, so then with the white shoes, after I've done that and I've cleaned the bottom and I've used my fingernail polish remover to get that off, then I just take a towel and give them a nice shiny buff. Okay, so these look brand new, and what were they, $6.45? They'll probably sell for $45. And I will shoe goo those, you know, if I don't have time, just note that the insoles are coming off. Okay, finally is a pair of 9 West rubber galoshes, and if you can see on here, they just kind of show some scuff marks. So I will do my little magic eraser, okay, on there. Looks pretty good, getting all that up. Then I'll do my towel. But then if you have dark shoes, what's great is this is an Easy Spirit Instant Shine shoe buffer, okay? You just take your shoe buffer, buff it up, buff the heels up. As always, be as transparent as possible when you're selling if there's any flaws, okay? So let's see. Obviously these are polyurethane. Cole, if you could come up here, show a close-up. So, not buffed. How nice do those look? I would probably spend a little more time buffing those, but you can just see a difference, hopefully on the camera. The more your shoes look brand new, the better they're gonna sell, okay? So then I also just want to give you some tips on how to how to photograph shoes. So, don't follow me. Okay, so I also want to give you some tips on how to, and don't get my laundry in the back. Give you some tips on how to photograph shoes, okay? So typically I do not photograph anything up here. I'm usually in the basement. So this is in my workspace, and if you've watched my other videos, I take these 2 boards. For bigger shoes like boots, I have longer boards. So what I'll do is so Cole is filming like where I'd be taking pictures. I would shoot at this angle, okay? So not down. You could do an angle. Okay, everybody, so when I'm downstairs taking pictures, photographing tennis shoes, what I use is I have these 2 boards set up against a wall. I'm not gonna hold them or anything. So what I'll do is I'll take a shot like this angle, okay? And then I'll do a shot at this angle, makes them look nice. Then next, typically, I will do the heels. On tennis shoes, it's not as big a deal, but the other ones I'll show you. Then I do a shot like this, and I will come up from up top. Okay, and it kind of shows there is some compression there. Then I do a shot of the bottom, the heel, but also a shot of, especially for athletic shoes, these heels, because this is where people tend to wear them out the most, and someone using tennis shoes wants to do that. And then I will take a shot standing up. I will do a shot of the insole inside. Like, I don't think any of these shoes were hardly ever worn. And then on top. But I would leave them like this. And then do them on top. And you have 12 photos. I would use as many as you can and note any flaws. Typically, if there's a flaw, I would take my my scissors and I would like take a picture and with the scissors pointed to where the flaw. There's obviously no flaw there, but I would point. So for dress shoes or nice shoes, I do the same angles, okay? All the same angles. So for these ones, again, you look at the heels. If it has a name like that, I would maybe do a close-up shot of the name. Also, I might do one with this up, with that buckle down. Okay? But the heels are important. Let's see if there's any wear. There's hardly any wear on these shoes, so these look brand new. I would clean all that up too. And then the black shoes. So the black shoes, you will probably have measurements. You have your notices here. These are like galoshes. Okay. For these ones, I might note when I take a picture some scuffing, you know. But then it obviously that label would be taken off and the shoes would be cleaned up. I'd want to make sure I took a picture of the 9 West. And if at all possible, where it says the size inside, I would shoot a picture of that. That's pretty worn off. That one's worn off. So for tennis shoes, let's go back to the tennis shoes. I would take a shot of that because it has the code and what they are. And I would make sure I would put those in the listing for tennis shoes, because a lot of times people will buy the same tennis shoe because they like how they fit and everything. So let me look at my notes and see if there was anything else. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video on shoes. I want to say thank you to my nephew. He has a fabulous, fun YouTube channel called Flim's Bricks. He does Lego videos. They're 1 to 2 minutes. They're great for your kids, or if you're a Lego aficionado. He does some great setups. And I'll put a link in my details for that. And if you liked it, or you had some of your own tips that I might have left out, please leave them in the comments. So like and subscribe. It helps grow my kingdom of awesomeness. And until I see you again, tschüss!